Luka Doncic just got traded to the Lakers. He got traded to the Lakers in a shocking 3-team deal that also includes the Jazz. In return, the Mavericks received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. As always, Shams was the first to break the news, and at first many people thought his account had been hacked. But no, this is real. One of the wildest aspects of this trade is that Luka didn't even request it. Before this, I would have thought that the only way he'd leave Dallas was if he forced his way out. But instead, the Mavericks moved him on their own. This is going to be remembered as one of the biggest trades in NBA history, and honestly, it feels like the Lakers won this trade. They basically swapped LeBron's co-star, replacing AD with Luka. Yes, Luka has dealt with injuries this season, and his defense in the finals against the Celtics was rough, damaging his reputation on that end of the floor. The public perception of him had already taken a hit, especially after last year's finals, where he looked out of shape, and this season he hasn't appeared much better in the games he's played. It seems like Mark Cuban and the Mavericks organization finally had enough. This trade also brings to mind that defensive breakdown Luka had against the Jazz, where he was just standing there mindlessly leaving the basket wide open. That play might have been the final straw. Though, to be fair, there have been plenty of other moments that haven't looked great for him defensively. But the Lakers clearly aren't too concerned about that. Their focus is on getting LeBron another ring. If they can get a 75 to 80% version of Luka in the playoffs, I like their chances of making a deep playoff run. The big problem, though, is that this trade leaves them with no real interior presence. Even with AD, they struggled with rim protection and overall defense. AD was constantly switching onto guards on the perimeter while still being expected to recover under the rim to block shots and grab boards. At least JJ Redick introduced some zone defenses and new schemes to help lighten that burden. But now they swapped AD for Luka, who won't be making much of an impact defensively at all. I don't want to make it seem like I dislike this deal for the Lakers, because I really do like this deal for the Lakers. While Luka's injury concerns likely played a big role in why the Mavericks felt that they had to move on from him, AD isn't exactly the picture of durability either. Sure, he's been more reliable this season compared to previous ones, but you can't ignore the fact that his injuries have been a major reason why the Lakers only have a bubble championship to show for LeBron's time in LA. Now, looking at this from the Mavericks' perspective, they're getting Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. I'm really curious to see how the AD-Kyrie duo will work. When Luka was out, Kyrie did everything he could to keep the team afloat, and now he finally has a co-star who, at least for the moment, is healthy. As a basketball fan, what I'm really hoping for is a Lakers-Mavericks matchup in the West. That back and forth would be incredible, and it feels like the NBA has been missing real rivalries. This could be one in the making. Just think about it from AD's perspective. He probably thought he was untouchable, that there was no way the Lakers would trade him. And the irony is that he was the one pushing for the Lakers to make a move to stay competitive, only for the front office to turn around and send him out. But at the same time, when a player like Luka becomes available, you have to take that opportunity because it doesn't happen often. For everyone who thought this trade deadline was going to be uneventful, wow, were they wrong. We went from expecting De'Aaron Fox or Jimmy Butler to be the biggest names on the move to seeing Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis get traded. I never would have imagined something like this happening in a million years. There was absolutely no buzz about it beforehand, it just came out of nowhere and shocked everyone. The trade deadline's final day is February 6th, so I'll be keeping a close eye on what happens next. Hopefully we'll get even more deals to shake up the league. Some people are even speculating that this whole thing is an NBA scheme to boost viewership. While that's probably a stretch, I get where they're coming from. Superstar swaps like this almost never happen. I genuinely thought that the Lakers' big move would be trading D'Angelo Russell for Dorian Finney-Smith and then making a few small-scale deals, maybe targeting someone like Cam Johnson. In fact, in one of my Lakers videos, I even advised them to avoid a blockbuster trade and instead focus on multiple smaller moves to reach their goal. But for the Lakers, I'm totally on board with this deal. No matter how it plays out, whether it benefits the Mavericks or the Lakers, you can't blame LA's front office for making this move. If I were in their position, I would have pulled the trigger on this trade too. And I still can't get over how so many people thought that this trade deadline was going to be uneventful and overhyped. I think a lot of that came from the complications surrounding a potential Jimmy Butler trade, since he was trying to force his way to the Suns, and Bradley Beal refusing to waive his no-trade clause. But the Lakers and Mavericks took a different approach, and it was simple. Don't involve the players in the discussions, just trade them. The league has been shifting towards giving players more control over their own moves, but this trade was the complete opposite. Reports say Luka didn't even ask for this, and while it's hard to believe that the Mavericks just randomly decided one day to move their franchise player, something I just feel like something had to have happened. Maybe there was a behind-the-scenes issue like a practice incident. That must have been the final straw. Or maybe I'm just overthinking it and Dallas simply decided that the Luka era had run its course. But what do you think? Who won the trade? Was it the Lakers or the Mavericks? Tell me in the comment section below. Until next time, peace.